All right, man. We're back once again. 2 weeks in a row, we're doing a live stream. I want to do them more often, so get more support. I do it more often. I think Mark Cuban sold the Dallas Mavericks, but still like control the basketball operation side of it in a unique deal. I'll talk about that on my another day, another time, my other channel, but probably tomorrow. Matter of fact, y'all know that link's in the link tree. But yeah, today we're gonna talk about the Pistons and the Lions, another power stream. You can find a power stream in the power stream playlist where you combine Piston and Lion talk. Shout out to Patrick Kane for signing with the Red Wings as well too. Coming off a major hip surgery. I mean, that's what Detroit do best. Is go get broken up injured stars, but hopefully he can bounce back. Because a hip injury in hockey, that got to be crazy with all the hip checking and all that stuff. So, that's kind of like stuff people don't know. I actually like hockey. I used to buy all the NHL games in the 90s. So, yeah, I always kind of like hockey. I liked hockey. I used to go to the Viper games and stuff of that nature. So, yeah, I like hockey a lot. So, and it got the best, it has the best playoff series of all time. So, when you talk about multiple games like game 6, game 7, game 5, nobody beats hockey when it comes to playoff multi-game series. It's the best. It's like March Madness and NBA playoffs combined into one. Right. But nonetheless, we here. I do appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure you thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook, X, aka Twitter. Don't forget after this episode, and obviously listening on YouTube, don't forget after this episode, you can listen to it on Spotify and Anchor as well too. So I got to crank it up so we can get the Apple Podcast and all that type stuff. So Tom Gores doesn't care about the Pistons. Hooker to replace Goff. We're going to talk about the Lions' offensive defensive issues. Which one is more of a concern? I got a video coming about that too as well. So we can start off with the Pistons. Obviously with the Pistons, there are some cause for concerns there. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Mark Stein reported earlier today that basically that there's no plan in place for the Detroit Pistons to fire. He basically said that I'm gonna try to find it. He basically said that that Tom Gores don't really care. Like he literally don't care about what's going on right now. Like Marvin Gaye, he don't care. And that, like I said before, I think he'll always get the love from Pistons fans from especially real Detroiters, for moving the Pistons down to downtown, and that also helped the city of Detroit too as they try to make downtown a little bit more. I don't know. I guess they trying to make it a little bit more better. I think that's kind of like literally mad bland, but he trying to make it better. So, but at the end of the day, and why would he care? Let's start off there. Why would he care? That's you got to ask yourself the $1 million question. Why would he care? They was like 11th and 12th in attendance last year, and obviously they didn't shoot the ticket prices up super duper high. That's not what they did. But he's still turning a profit. People still coming. They've incorporated the hip hop culture into the NBA. Detroit and took it a step further. They have incorporated the how may I say it? The Detroit hip hop culture, which Detroit hip hop is one of the most fastest rising hip hop cities. Everybody think the South gonna be on top forever. Just like a lot of people thought that the East Coast, West Coast, and it's gonna be on top forever. And that ain't pretty much how I usually go. I mean, Memphis and Detroit right now is neck and neck for some of the top hip hop artists out there, right? Hip hop acts out there right now. But he's done a great job in incorporating. He's done a great job in incorporating the hip hop culture into Detroit hip hop culture into his halftime shows and doing the ice cam, and that's getting people to come down there. It's cheap, and then when you go downtown, a lot of people tend to go downtown to gamble. You might have some people who may do a staycation or whatever, but he's profiting off of that. I mean, even in the Red Wings game, you see a lot of people coming from the Red Wings game. They stopping at the casino. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much, was a smart idea. And I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that he moved him out from Auburn Hills. And the only issue about, doing the Auburn Hills thing was, in my humble opinion, the only issue I took issue with was that you had to go far out. You had to go super far out just to be able to see the Pistons, and it was cool once they opened up Great Lakes Crossing and all that, and you got to go out there and do that. But it was a nice little ride out there, to be honest. But Mark Stein is basically saying that he don't care. Now, if they start making history, and they go on a historic losing streak, then he gonna care. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is, he got some bad counsel around him. Once you talk about Ed Stefanowski, once you start talking about Aaron Tellerman and guys like that, he don't have the best counsel around him. So shout out to Piston Talk, because they had it. He said NBA insider Mark Stein doesn't believe any moves will be made by Detroit Pistons ownership. He said, where would the pressure come from? Ownership seems so disengaged to me. Mark Stein on whether there are any seats getting hot in the Pistons front office. So obviously you see the Carolina Panthers owner a little too trigger happy, And a little side note on the Carolina Panthers owner, he is the one that forced them. He's the one that overruled them and picked Bryce Young, by the way. That's why reading is fundamental. I wouldn't even have known that shit if I didn't actually read the article. So he's the one that pushed for Bryce Young. And then he want to get mad at everybody else. And I just tell you, dude, a lot of these owners that got money think they get into sports and think just because you get into sports and you got money that it runs, the business parallel runs with, corporate America. It doesn't work like that in sports. As Dan Snyder threw big money around at a lot of different he threw money around at a lot of different big free agents. He was willing to spend recklessly and everything, and it didn't work out for the Redskins, Commanders, whatever. I felt like they should have just kept the football team. That was dope. But it didn't work out for them. And Tom Gores spent a lot of money on a guy that didn't want the damn job. Let's just call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? He spent money on a job. He spent money on a team that, for the most part, on Monty Williams, on a guy who didn't want the damn job. Tell me I'm wrong. And shout out to Monty Williams for keeping it real and saying, it was a generosity of giving him almost it could be $100 million with incentives. And the one thing Troy Weaver can hang on is that he never really got to pick his own coach. Avery Whiteside say Monty Williams is not the coach you bring in with a young team trying to figure it out, but on a team that is ready to compete, it's clear he's cleaning up from all the bad habits under Casey. I mean, I agree with that. And I'm the first person to tell you most of the times you got to destroy the build. And we always trying to recondition stuff. You know what I'm saying? We always trying to rebuild stuff and work around the problem. Sometimes you got to cut it off at the root. Sometimes you got to cut them off at the root. Let's keep it real. Sometimes you got to cut dudes off at the root, and then the root of the problem. You know, I remember I had a Oldsmobile Intrigue, and my starter was going out, and I was just trying to work around the problem. I was, you bang on the car a little bit, and then the starter kind of started, and I had to just end up replacing it. Got tired of trying to jump the starter and bang the starter. I remember we went downtown to the club. That's when I used to club downtown. Early 2000, late 2000s, early 2010s, man, and we trying to get home, and the starter didn't want to turn over. My homie like hit something and it started up, and I thought I was gonna get away with that forever. Sometimes you just gotta, replace the problem. Shout out to my boy Mike. He say, Tom Gores needs to speak with the media. I mean, what can he say? What more can I say? Yeah. What can he say? What can he honestly say at this point? What are you gonna tell y'all? Only thing he can really speak to change my mind is to get rid of Troy Weaver, R. Tillman, and Ed Stefanowski, and go out there and get somebody he can depend on. You know what? Go out there, pay Jerry West to be his counsel. Trey Finesse, what's going on, brother? He said, I want an answer from Gores. We saw Sheila Ham speak with the media when the Lions was 1-5 last year. What is goofy ass gonna tell you? He goofy. I like him though. Don't get it wrong. I like Tom Gores, but he goofy as hell. You know. He said the Pistons would have been better off keeping Bruce Brown, KCP, Dinwiddie, and Drummond. Yeah, in hindsight, yeah, man, because Spencer Dinwiddie never got a shot, but then you put them guys on championship, around guys like Jamal Murray, Kevin Durant, those type of guys. Of course, they gonna thrive. Of course, they gonna thrive. Bruce Brown, I did a video on my TikTok about what Bruce Brown said, why he ended up getting cut, because he didn't do something during COVID that Troy Weaver wanted him to do. It was something stupid, like he didn't go to a mandated practice or something like that. They do, at the end of the day, it's just not a well-ran organization. I hate to say it right now, bro. Troy Weaver had an SA in there. Y'all know what that is when you can't keep your hands off women. He had somebody who had an SA case in there. I mean, we can go on and on. That way we couldn't get Ime Udoka. He missed out on Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, and Desmond Bane in the draft. And that's not talk about how they trying to force feed Isaiah Stewart. Now, everybody's starting to see what I said about Isaiah Stewart. Everybody's starting to see he's a good junkyard dog, Mikey Moore type of guy. He's not. He can't guard Giannis. He can't guard KD. He can't guard Paolo. He can't guard Tobias Harris. He can't guard the Joel Embiids, the Jokic's, the Drummonds, the Vujovic's of the world. He's somebody that come off the bench and give you energy. That's what he is. And he can't score. Like he's the second best scorer in the lineup before Ivy got in there. Let that sink in for a minute. So he ain't the most robust scorer out there. He can spot up and all that, and he's starting to slash and cut to the rim and all that. Cool. But he's not the guy you want out there starting. Listen to me. That's not the guy you want out there starting. He's a glue guy. But you know what? You get these older dudes, they want to be right. They want to prove everybody wrong. I'm telling y'all, they want to be right and they want to prove everybody wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get a middle-aged older dude to admit that he's wrong. It's hard. That's not a feminine trait when it comes to older dudes. That's just an old, stubborn man trait. Michael say Troy Weaver can't hang on nothing. I blame a lot of this team problems on him. And then, when I was really done with him, after he made an excuse last year with that open letter blaming Cade injury for why they wasn't good. That was crazy. That was crazy. When I read he said that, then he sat there and said that, "Are we not disappointed that we didn't get the number one pick?" And he fed a whole bunch of bullshit. He fed us a whole bunch of hogwash. When you got somebody that's running your show making excuses, you doomed. When you got somebody running the show making excuses, you doomed. You're doomed. This is the dude that's pulling the strings, and he's making excuses on why, using Cade Cunningham as an excuse on why we had a bad season. Now, what's his excuse this year? Luke Kennard, even I don't know about that, but I mean, you're naming guys that's being put in great situations around other great players. That's not the case in Detroit. That's not the case. A lot of these young guys getting put around other young players on top of other young players. That's like going to the buffet and all they got is chicken. Not like lemon pepper, honey mustard, honey barbecue. They all just got regular chicken. Nothing else. Like, come on. You need a little salad, you need some macaroni, you need that some rice or something. Nick Gabber said, "Man, it's sad." He said, "Honestly, feel like we're just stuck and the NBA doesn't care. They keep losing and getting players and are injury-prone players and not enough time to get chemistry going." And that's a huge part. They ain't been able to form that camaraderie. Nick is right. They ain't been able to form that camaraderie, but that's a problem across the NBA. Didn't LaMelo Ball just get injured again? These dudes ain't staying healthy. That's a huge problem. A lot of these dudes ain't staying healthy. And you got to ask yourself, and I blame a lot of the issues that's going on with the human body on the food, bro. And a lot of the issues that's going on in the NBA, the strength and conditioning program, ain't none of these dudes lifting weights no more or nothing. The Pistons used to have some of the best strength and conditioning programs around, bro. Kwame Brown, so I forget the name of the dude that used to be one of their, medical physicians. He said he wasn't healthy till he came to Detroit and started working with that guy. And one thing that's plagued the Pistons before and during, Troy Weaver's tenure, it was, missed draft picks. And maybe you can't even blame them, missed draft picks. Maybe it's just the lack of development. It just may be the lack of a development. And I definitely could see that. I definitely could see it. Just lack of being able to develop guys. Guys that left here like Aaron Aflalo had really good careers. Guys that left here like Spencer Dinwiddie that didn't really get an opportunity, went on to have really, really good careers. But in Detroit, they was riding the pine and didn't get opportunity. Don't forget, they didn't pull out Tayshaun Prince until they was about to get beat by the Orlando Magic in the first round. So this systematic issue that they had, it's been going on for a long time. It's been going on for a long time. This issue that they having, this organization issue, this kind of supersedes even through, since, Bill Davidson still was alive, the original owner. Trey Finesse, to be honest, this organization has been a dumpster fire since Gores took over. He's really not invested in winning, and these fans need to be more honest about Cade. He's not a number one guy, to be honest. And, hey, that might be true. That might be true. But it's hard to get an assessment on Cade Cunningham when he out there playing with other guys that can't score the basketball. Now he getting Ivy in the rotation. But the problem with Ivy being in the rotation is, had they started it from the beginning, they would have had time under their feet and they would have started to gel by now. Right now, Monty Williams, he want to send a message. He want to destroy all the bad habits and start off from the beginning. That's fine. But now you destroying bad habits, and now they have to build chemistry, him and Cade Cunningham. They have to build some type of chemistry. So now that's gonna take time. So hey, but as long as they get it right. But going back to Nick comment real quick, says that the NBA don't care. The NBA hate Detroit. They hate for Detroit for ending the Celtics and the Lakers. Well, the Lakers still went on to have some success. They ended it for making it hard for Michael Jordan. They hate small market teams, bro. And I know people say, well, Detroit's really not a small market. Yes, they is. Even Chicago's a small market, and they was the third most populated city in America. I think Houston is coming up close on overtaking them, maybe in the next census if they haven't. For them, it's Boston, it's LA, and for the players, it's Boston, LA, New York if James Dolan wasn't there, Miami. And Houston is starting to become that destination spot now too. Houston used to be one of the best kept secrets in America, in Black America. You know what I'm saying? Whatever reason, people don't like going to DC. I don't say people don't like going there. I know why people don't like playing in DC, which was the original Atlanta. It was the original Chocolate City. It's because they don't give a hell about DC sports teams. I ain't met too many people. I ain't met one person that I know of from the DC area that support all the DC teams. None. I might know one guy. Ain't nobody that support the Capitals, the Nationals, the Wizards, and the Commanders. What sucks is the Pistons will probably get a number one pick this year when there's no clear-cut general. Well, it is that white boy. yeah, I know that, but hold on. Yeah, not we looking at Tankathon in November. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. Now we looking at Tankathon. We thought we would be looking at the Lions, drafting by now. This is. Yeah, oh, you might be right. I thought it was the tall white guy coming out this year. Yeah, I think I'm wrong about this year. I thought the tall white guy was coming out this year. Yeah, it's a brother coming out. They say nothing supposed to be Ron Hollins in the G League. Yeah, I thought it was a tall white boy. I think he reclassified. That's what it was. So, I mean, Stewart, a bench player. I've been saying it. There go Johnny. I've been saying it, bro. Monty's the problem. He could be trying to destroy the bill. I thought they should have went with Stackhouse, younger coach. That was just my opinion on it. I thought they should have went with Stiggity Stackhouse. That's what I thought. Coach Monty dealing with egos. Ivy playing better already. I mean, like I said before, sometimes you got to start over. And with young guys, the good thing about having a young team, you can destroy it right now because it ain't really built into nothing. It ain't built into nothing. So as they get better if they get better during the season, this won't even be a story. This won't even be a story. Starting five should be Ivy, Sasser, Cade, Short, Doran. I ain't mad at that. Bogey come back, they gonna need him because they need that scoring and that shooting in that lineup. He said someone got to go. Maybe they need to think about trading Cade and Ivy. Because we're not going. Well, you gotta get them some time, bro. You gotta see what it is. See, they didn't get Allen Houston and Grant Hill enough time, even though there was rumors about I ain't getting to that. Those never been confirmed, but give them time to build a rapport. Hopefully they can stay healthy enough where they can build. It seems like they meshing pretty well right now. Give them time to figure out, Sure finding his way. Duran got to be better defensively. That will happen, hopefully. But right now, Bojanovic is probably the missing piece in that starting lineup to give him that space. So, K to the 3 or trade him. I'm not really concerned about the position he's playing right now. It's hard for him to run the point guard when you don't have another scoring threat out there, especially before they put Ivy back into the starting lineup. You see what I'm saying? Before they put Ivy back into the starting lineup, it was just literally him. He was going 1-on-5. Who you gonna respect? Killian keep missing the same 10 to 15 footer in wing 3. You had Stewart was the most consistent scorer out there from the corner and slashing in the corner. Sure, he better off the dribble and slashing, but he can't shoot. So guess what? When Cade got the ball, it's 5 guys on Cade. Pause. So even when he was driving, getting the 10 to 15 feet, they can just pack it in on him, and he didn't have to respect nobody else. You get a man some shooting out there with Bojanovic and a little bit of shooting with Ivy out there, you're gonna see the difference that make. I'll make the judge on Cade Cunningham, as the season go on. When he gets Bojanovic, he said Cade is not a superstar. He will never beat Grant Hill. I think y'all being premature on that. He literally don't have nobody out there. He literally played, but other than Ivy just getting inserted, he literally don't have nobody out there. He said you were right about Hellenberg that year they drafted him. Man, that was common sense, Eddie. That was common sense. That was common sense. Anybody that knew basketball, they knew that. And I think they didn't. Hellenberg said he had a great workout for the Pistons. He thought he was coming here. Either they intentionally sabotaging the Detroit Pistons, or they just don't know what they're doing. They just don't know what they're doing. One or the other. But ain't no way you put, or you have Hellenberg and Killian in the gym, and you pick Killian. I think they didn't pick Hellenberg because his shooting stroke. I think that's what it was. But you got one guy who can't shoot for shit. You got one guy who can't shoot for shit. So Hellenberg shot the ball at a 44-45% clip from 3 in college. So I don't know. I never really understood that. Yeah, Ernie Kander, yeah, former Australian. They should have kept his ass. Get his ass out of retirement. AVR. All right, Rob Label, we need to keep Cade, Jalen, and Assure. That's a great core. Now find great and mean stretch 4 that plays a little defense after the bench. Man, I think they got some pieces on the bench. I mean, can you get Livers to stay healthy? Can you continue to play Sasser? Could you get something out of Wiseman and Bagley? But I agree with that. I'm keeping them 4. I think Bojanovic is gonna do wonders, for them when he get back, if he can stay healthy. Detroit Shinobi. Yeah, shout out to Shinobi. I was just playing that shit. He said no development, no player empowerment. Every time they said we play to win, it had an abysmal finish. I mean, that Pacer game, I was watching that Pacer game the other day, bro, and they was winning, and then I blinked and they lost by 20. Anyone who says Cade isn't the guy, we have no talent around him. Let's have a team that's then say that if you don't see flashes of stardom, then you should be with the Pistons management. You got a point. I kind of agree with that, Detroit Shinobi. I mean, he can't do it all by himself, bro. I think they're starting to see that. Most of Cade's stats are very impressive given the situation around him, and they are. They are. He fucking beast, bro. He just needs some help. I think Ivy was a good start, and I think Bojanovic should be the finishing piece. But if Joe Harris can do something, like Joe Harris look like ass. If Joe Harris can do something, I'm gonna speak through these comments so we can get to the Lions portion of it. We have to be better. No excuses. I agree with that. Ashton, the trainer, he said it's his second year. He was hurt. He played 96 games. Chill him. Yeah, I agree with that, bro. I definitely agree with that. I mean, like I said, motherfucker had no help. He literally playing 1-on-5, bro. I could watch that from the Miami game, and anything that happened after Chicago, anything that happened, it's just the NBA defenses got tape on them. They say, guess what? Stewart, they second best scorer in the offensive lineup. We're gonna make Stewart beat us, and I'm gonna take that bet all day. Our problem is Troy and Gores. I mean, yeah. I mean, Ed Stefanowski, Arn Tellerman. He probably just need to sell it, bro, or get better counsel. And that would start by reaching out to a guy like Jerry West. I mean, who else is out there, to be honest, man? Oh man, you probably reach out to a guy like Jerry West. Man, I'm trying to think. Larry Bird. I know that kind of be some fucking hypocrisy right there, wouldn't it? That'd be some bullshit. But Larry Bird, Donnie Walsh. He'd be a good person to lean on. Uh, trying to think of some guys, but Donnie Wash would probably be the guy. The guy, if not Jerry West, Donnie Wash. Yep, Donnie Wash did an amazing job with the Pacers through the years. I mean, he was one of them guys that wasn't emotional. He could have took Steve Alford and sold out the Pacers stadium. He took Reggie Miller, and that was the best. They booed the fuck out of Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller, my favorite players all time. I ain't gonna miss no words. I was a huge Reggie Miller fan. I couldn't stand Jordan. I root for Reggie every time. Stewart, the poor man's T Grizzly. Oh man. Thanks for clarifying the big market team. It ain't just population. It's population. Exactly. It's not population. Is who grandfathered in. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not even population, because if that's the case, they'd be pushing Houston like hell. It's vacation destinations and it's grandfathered in franchises. Boston, LA. You know, they built the NBA behind Magic and Bird. And then outside of that, you know, Chicago ain't been shit before or after Michael Jordan. You got to remember that too. They've been the third highest populated city for how long? You know, Houston and Dallas is great spots. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they ain't getting the love that they should get. Miami get the love they get because people just like going to Miami. They'd get more free agent destinations if Pat Riley didn't have that body fat rule. You know what? Another guy they might want to look at hiring is Alonzo Mourning. He been learning up under Pat Riley for a while, bro. I think it's time for him to get his shot. DC love the Redskins all day. Some people in DC love the Redskins. I would say that's the most beloved team, but it ain't nobody that love them all. It ain't nobody in DC that love them all that I know of. It's probably some people that exist, but ain't nobody that love them all. The Caps, the Commanders, the Nationals. Man, they don't even fuck with Maryland down there. Cade ain't trash, bro. I said back in the draft, Cade ain't got no handles. Well, you can fix handles. I really ain't concerned about that. When you 6'6", what you expect this nigga to be? Tim Hardaway Jr.? Tim Hardaway Sr.? What Tim Hardaway Jr. say? He said, everybody expect me to have handles like my dad. My dad like 6'5'11". I'm 6'6". You know, Magic Johnson and LeBron is the LeBron really ain't got no flashy handles neither. LeBron ain't got the greatest handles in the world. And it would be a cheat code if he did. You know, it's just gonna take time, bro. Like, you're not gonna come in as a finished product, especially for taller guys. Well, for what Grant Hill was doing with the Rock, Grant Hill was just special, bro. You can improve ball handling. I ain't worried about that. Ivy just need to improve control. If he learned how to control his speed, like, his handles would be a lot better, bro. If he learned this to slow the fuck down, like sometimes he going so fast that he ain't getting a foul call because he blowing past the defender. Once he learned to control it like Dwayne Wade did and bump into people and then get to the foul line, it's gonna be over with. You know, he just got to be patient. You can't really judge because Cade considered zero. And the guys that's talented, they refuse to put him around him. Like Sasser, 1 minute he have a 20-minute game, the other minute he play 3 minutes. You know? So I think Dwayne Casey, Monty Williams, one of them old school coaches, bro. You want practice good, you ain't playing. I want to see Cade as an all-star 3. Ain't nothing trash about Cade. Cade it's his surroundings. Look at Jared Goff. Ain't nobody want him in LA. Can Detroit? You know, he started balling. That ain't a good example right now. The stew has long since been overcooked. He won't get any better. I won't say that. Kevin Ollie would have been a perfect fit. I don't know about all that, but I think perfect fit would have been Jerry Stackhouse. But you might be right about Kevin Ollie. I can't really call it. Why would you put Cade at the 3 when they have a Shore? Well, Shore could play the 2 or the 3. I think in this right now, I like to see him play the 4. Cade look like a Roblox player. I don't know much about Roblox. I just know I used to have a friend, her son used to play that a lot. Have Cade hit a game-winning shot? Like, dude, they didn't play the whole season yet. I ain't worried about that. Detroit fans be hard on players. Remind me of Philly. We haven't given Cade a chance. What has Cade done? that's flash superstar. Maybe I'm being overcritical. I mean, shit, what has he had the opportunity to do? That's what I'm trying to say, man. What does he have opportunity to do? 22.76 flat. I mean, I ain't gonna get into all that. He's had some good games. Just you need some better the organization is shit. Can we all like agree with that? It's hard to have a flower grow when you ain't got no soil around it. K was being spoon fed by Ivy for wide open threes and was breaking it. Hey, it is what it is. He didn't figure it out. No, K got help. He ain't got no I don't know about IQ. I don't agree with that. He said he did the same shit in college. He literally plays the same way he did in college. He said, what's the word on the foreign player draft that we I don't know. I know he ain't coming over. I don't think he nowhere near ready. He probably never come over here and play for the Pistons. He probably gonna get traded for like a second round pick or something. We got to tell him he's just not for each other. Avery say, who in the front office can say they won at the highest level and or has a history of winning? Weaver aren't telling me, giving their son's job in management. Yeah, that's the buddy system. That's the buddy system. That's corporate America. That's not what you know, but who you know. I worked for a lot of managers that didn't know none of the jobs. Move K to the three. He's not Cam Johnson though, so I don't think that's a great. Sasha can shoot. Yeah, Sasha a problem. That's her problem. Trey Bojanovic, he doesn't want to be here. Trying to find the best trade for Isaiah Jackson. One thing about that, if he don't, they should have traded his ass last year when he had stock. Now, what's the stock talking about? They want 2 number ones for Bojanovic. I said, what Troy Weaver over there smoking? I think Stasher could start on this team as well. Yeah, most definitely. He's a fantastic player. And he'll defend too. Only problem with Bogey is he really ain't that tall enough to guard. I really ain't worried about him guarding the fours, bro. He better than Isaiah Stewart, and if it come to that, I take that trade off because Stewart ain't scoring, he ain't stopping nobody. At least Bojanovic gonna make you work on the offensive end. Build around Ivy, not K. Roll. Like, why you hating on K so much? Yeah, Magic Johnson was the exception though. You know what I'm saying? You talking about the greatest point guard of all time. K game so simple. Anybody can guard him. Like, bro, like why is Black Phoenix like literally hating, dog? Like, I ain't about to read your comments no more. You hating. Where's Jam out of there? Oh yeah, Bob Myers is a good one. Everybody drop those likes. Free push. Yeah, appreciate it. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. He said sure plays above the rim like Rodman. Yeah, he get his jumper together. It's over with. Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah. Rodman was Rodman got you ninjas out here being what you call it, being metrosexuals and shit. But it is what it is. Rodman did was on some fly shit though. But y'all done took it to nail painting and all that. Y'all took that to the to the max now. He said it's not Troy Weaver. He brought in Ivy K to Shore. I mean, we got to see them work first. I really started to turn on Reaver in the summer of 2020. He signed Marvin Bagley. Showed me he had no idea of the building team. Yeah, Bagley be flashing, but I knew that wasn't a good pickup. Michigan taxes keep people away from Detroit. Is that what it is? Because Florida ain't got no state taxes. Houston, well, they get their money back in blood, my boy. They get that money back. They tax the food and they tax your ass on them freeways in Texas. Everybody do pretty good when they go to Texas. Shout out to Michael Sprout, the Lions chat by Lions talk about Chad Sports. He said so definitely he needs his shot, but he might be taking over when Riley retired. Man, he get his opportunity right now. I guarantee you, he might want. He is Mr. Miami though, like Dennis Haslam. That's I feel like we should move Stewart to the bench and start Bagley. I mean, I ain't mad at that. K get the ball. I ain't reading no more comments. You hating. K don't be passing Ivy the ball. He be wide open 3-point line. He said Ivy has learned to control his speed. Monty Trash is allowing Ivy to play. Monty Trash is not allowing Ivy to play his game. Well, you got to slow down and stop turning the fucking ball over. Play Ivy at the point, K, the shooting guard. I think that's interchangeable, bro. It don't really matter. Even Ashore can do some things, point guard wise. Gregory, what's going on? Monty the problem, bro. He just here to get paid. I'm not sure. I think he's trying to literally destroy the root of the problem. So I think so. And guys, like it's just Casey let them do whatever they want to do and figure it out themselves. He a guy that want to figure out that solution. He said my guy for the Pistons is the Denver Nuggets assistant Tommy. I can't pronounce that, but I believe Mega Hustle 313. I believe you. He said Troy is making bad decisions. Stu being signed after showing no improvement, and before he gave Bagley money when he had Bay near extension, then dished him for a body, aka Wiseman. Yeah. Trey someone Stewart has no business around a 3-point line or pick and roll. The top of the key looks like a grade school kicking it to Isaiah for 3. Lord Lennox 313. No more Pistons game until they make the playoff. Can't waste my money going to the games until they win a playoff game. He said a short shoot like Stanley Johnson. Unfortunately, I think he worked hard enough to get it together. They have the longest playoff win streak and losing streak in NBA. I think in NBA, man. Longest years without a playoff win. Florida insurance makes up for the taxes. There you go. They always get it back in some type of blood. Y'all done drunk Monty Kool-Aid and CP3 made the guy relevant. Well, go get his ass then. Crystal Vaughn Smith said this the price we have to pay for Michigan football and Detroit Lions, so I'm okay with it. Yeah, and the Red Wings coming up. They just beat the Bruins. Michigan car insurance is wild. Detroit car insurance is wild. You go a little bit further out, it ain't as bad. Like I think Cleveland's the only one that rival us. But let's talk about the Lions. Let's get into that. Let's talk about the Lions. So, right now I'm talking about the offense and defense. So, and which one is more concerning. And my thing is this, since the Baltimore Ravens pretty much they had that game. It kind of seemed like Aaron Glenn kind of got exposed. You know what I'm saying? And he's yet to make an adjustment. Now, some people say, well, he ain't got the horses, whatever. And they counted on, either Romeo Julian, Charles Harris stepping up. Pascal, one of those guys stepping up, and they haven't stepped up yet to get Aiden Hutchinson the proper tandem to roll with. So I feel that's a problem. Obviously, if you didn't heard the news, I'll do a video in the next couple of days. Alexander Zoni, he's out for a couple games. So you're going to probably see more of Jack Campbell at inside linebacker, more Derek Barnes. So I think instantly right there, I'm not saying it's an upgrade, but they get more athletic at linebacker. But even when they blitz, it don't look good right now. So I think the Lions need to get back to playing man-to-man. And Aaron Glenn has had 2 years to figure out how to attack mobile quarterbacks. Now, is it a player problem? I would say, yeah. You just don't have enough athletes in the front seven. You going against mobile quarterbacks, and then he got to make the adjustment. Sometimes you got to give a little to get some. You know what I'm saying? And I think he need to put a package of athletic guys in the front seven. And if that's dropping Tracy Walker as a linebacker in the box, if that's playing, 4 defensive ends as defensive linemen, that's what you got to do. That's just what you got to do. So I feel like on the systematic side of things, I think he can do some things a lot better. You know what I'm saying? He could put some packages in there where, he can kind of match up a little bit. So, they was probably banking on Anazorki, giving him something. That don't like it's ever going to happen. Julian Okora, he a flash here, then you won't see him for a few weeks. So defensively, they lacking some depth at the cornerback position, but they'll get some help back if they make the playoffs, which it ain't a lot. You get James Houston back, you get Charlie Gardner-Johnson back. I think they should go out there and sign Marcus Peters. So they get some help in there. But I think they gotta find a way to fix what's going wrong. And if he can't make the adjustment, then he gotta go. And I'm the last I want to see a brother fired. I understand they close, but he got to be able to make an adjustment because they out there getting torched. They getting torched by now going against teams that they've been dominant against this year. You know what I'm saying? So what's the problem? The Baltimore Ravens made an adjustment. Now you gotta make it another adjustment. And then when they play zone, they play very, very timid. Very timid, you know. So at the end of the day, you can say, well, he didn't have the personnel with this, that, and the third. Okay, what if you get the personnel next year? It's the same shit. Maybe you need to go in the booth and call the defense. I don't know what. I don't know what. But he got to find a way to manufacture some help for Aiden Hutchinson. That's calling more blitz. That's doing more man to man. That's doing more stunting. You know, and I told him what he should do is he should put Aiden Hutchinson on passing downs, Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Pascal as defensive tackles, Julian and maybe, Charles Harris at defensive end. Drop Tracy Walker in as a linebacker. Keep him out there with Jack Campbell, Dan, or Derek Barnes. Simple as that. Simple as that. You know, but I'm not really concerned about that side of the ball. I'm not concerned about that. That's gonna be what it is. They played above they played above they heads this year. The offensive side of the ball, what I'm concerned about, because you ain't about to go hand nobody on the defensive side of the ball $40 million. Excuse my language. You're not. You about to go hand Jared Goff $40 million, right? And this man right here is going to be leaving, right? Hopefully not for Carolina for his sake, or he's going to be right back, all right? But when this offense is rolling, the defense is good enough to get you through. All of a sudden, Jared Goff is dropping the ball, turning the ball over, throwing picks, fumbling the ball. You got to remember, too, what's the bad thing about it? About Jared Goff, he about to get the bag. He about to get the bag, and he's proving why they took him to Hooker, which I'm going to end off on that. He about to get the bag. And what people not talking about and what we missing is when Jonah Jackson is out, he ain't the same quarterback. Jonah Jackson is probably one of the most important players to Jared Goff and on this football team. When Jonah Jackson is not playing left guard, Jared Goff struggles. Jared Goff struggles. It's evident. Jonah Jackson is really like the unsung hero of that offensive line, bro. He struggles. When that line ain't picking up blitzes and that line ain't healthy and intact, and people start blitzing Jared Goff, and he got to pick his feet up, shuffle to make a play. Now, he is standing there and he'll take a hit. And he'll take a hit and he'll sit in the pocket and make a throw and get clobbered. He will. But when it's time to go move his feet, and it was a couple of times in that Green Bay game where he was 4 or 5 yards away from making the first down, he get no gain or he get no sack, he clumsy. So when it comes to Jared Goff improvising, when he hit that back foot and it ain't there, and the second read ain't there, then he got run or get on the move and try to get rid of the football. He panics. He panics. So what can they do? Because it's 9 times out of 10, these guys not going to be healthy. Nobody's going to be healthy going into the stretch of the season. So what can we do to mask that issue? And it's a good time to have the issue, in my opinion. It really is. You banked up enough equity early in the season to get some wins. You really want to be playing your best ball in the middle of December going into January. So what are they going to do to fix this? And I think one of the things they could do to fix this is continue the development of Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams. Get Jameson on some quick hitters. Get Jahmyr Gibbs coming out the backfield, catching the ball, getting the ball to your guys that make explosive plays down the field or underneath. I think that's the thing. Like, that's what's going to get them through. You know what I'm saying? Jahmyr Gibbs out the backfield, Jameson Williams doing his thing at receiver, getting them the ball, and just getting out the way, getting the ball out hot, getting them to him in the screen game, getting them through in the quick hitters, getting Jahmyr Gibbs involved in, like I said, in the screen game, getting him involved, running routes and doing everything he needs to do. So I'm more concerned about the offense because that's the bread and butter. They got more established players on offense than they do defense. You look about defense, you're going to build around Aiden Hutchinson. You're going to build around Jack Campbell. You know what I'm saying? You're going to build with Brian Burns. You're going to build with Kirby Joseph, Gardner Johnson. Hopefully get back. That's who you're going to build with. Lee McNeil, he's solid. You know what I'm saying? Cam Sutton, solid. Jerry Jacobs, solid. But then you go next offseason, you're looking for a defensive end that's going to get money. You're looking for a defensive tackle who's going to assist Lee McNeil and wreak havoc up the middle of the defense. You're probably looking for a star cornerback or a young cornerback that can grow into being a star. See, offensively, you look at it, you pretty much good from Panee to Graham to Frank to Jonah to Decker to Montgomery to Gibbs to Laporta to Brock Wright to St. Brown to Josh Reynolds to Khalif, J-Mo. You see how many established players you got on that side of the ball? Defensively, you got multiple holes. And a lot of those holes they're dealing with defensively would have been a difference between a Super Bowl run and probably just being happy just to get a home playoff game. Because if you don't take Anazorki and Josh Pascal and you get somebody that's healthy that can help you, the fortunes turn around right then and there. He gambled on Anazorki, lost. He gambled on Josh Pascal right now, and he lost. That's just true. But I'm more concerned about the offense because that's the more established side of the ball. You got established guys on that side of the ball. Simple as that. They're established. The defense, we already knew it wasn't going to go from worst to first. But what we can say is they got part of the recipe to do so. You know what I'm saying? They stopping the run. Now, if they can get after the passer and manufacture some pressure, then hey, so be it. But I'm more concerned about the offense. It's too many established players for them not to be good. And it's just to the point where when everything ain't perfect, Goff can't improvise. It's as simple as that. You can tell Dan Campbell never trusted Jared Goff ever since they've been here. I mean, you can't tell by how he going for it on fourth down. We need him to hooker out there. I will address that. The Ravens showed all you have to do is put pressure on baby hands and he will panic. And that's what's happening. So what you got to do is you got to start coaching him on picking up these blitzes. The offensive line going to pick him up. But, it ain't been healthy the whole year. So he going to have to pick them up and get the ball out hot. If they can start beating them blitzes, dude, they going to score touchdowns, bro. They too explosive not to. He got too many good chain movers. Low key, Khalif Raymond's a really good chain mover, bro. If you really pay attention to Khalif coming on delayed drags and stuff, he's a really good game changer. NFL, I'm down in NFL, too scripted. Vegas makes bank on the games. It's hard to script the NFL, though, with all the injuries. I feel if Armani or Kuda from last year was on the back end would be decent. Man, I don't even know. Armani with the Giants right now. Okuda was having a good year this year so far. A while ago. On Thanksgiving, there were so many plays. They ran the ball because they were scared of baby hits. I mean, yeah, once you turn it over in 2 games like he did, absolutely. But now you got to figure out a way, okay, the blitz coming, how do you beat the blitz? Either you can run past the blitz, you can run, and once you blitz and you run the ball and you get past that line, that first blitz wave, if you can, that's a touchdown. Same thing passing the ball. Usually when they blitzing, either they playing a soft zone behind it or they playing man-to-man coverage. You know what I'm saying? You got some of the best man-to-man beaters and zone beaters in the game, and Laporta and St. Brown. And when they blitzing, you got some of the speedy guys too. St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs. So you got to find ways to have these blitz beaters. You know, even if you don't want to, you commit to the multiple blockers coming in and picking up the blitz. Okay, then we gonna block 5 up front. We gonna have the back pick it up. But guess what? When we get to that by the time we get to that third step in that drop, that ball got to be gone. That ball got to be gone. And 9 times out of 10, if you get a one-on-one, you know, some of these receivers you got, they gonna be gone. It's a reason they didn't blitz Tom Brady, because he knew how to beat the blitz. By the time we play a solid quarterback, our backs are going to be ran into the ground. I'm not really concerned about that. They both had time off this season, so I'm not really concerned about that. Our DB matchups seem to be outsized. I mean, that's why I was trying to get Devin Weatherspoon. But when you ain't getting no pressure, everything get exposed. Seattle, they were scared to even try to score a TD because Baby Hands threw a pick 6. And that was a bad pick 6. That was more pressure in his face. I wouldn't say Seattle. I would say Baltimore exposed to defense. Even against the Raiders, they should have been up 50 or 60 ball. I agree. But the offensive line ain't healthy. When the offensive line ain't healthy, Goff ain't shit. It's hooker time. We better not. They paying him. They don't have no choice but to pay Jared Goff. What else do you go? Do you mortgage the draft for a quarterback? You know, I didn't know Caleb Williams was barely 6 foot. Definitely a hooker believer. I seen him in his college. And the thing about it is, you don't know what you got in the hooker. He ain't started practicing yet. You know, they're gonna pay Goff. Where else they gonna go? They're not gonna just throw Hendon Hooker in, coming off of ACL surgery, no training camp. You know, he can't prove, even when he started practicing, he can't prove nothing. He not gonna get no reps. He gonna be working with Mark Brunell on the sideline, learning coverages, finally being able to get coached up. So you talking about what quarterback are you gonna go get out there? That's the question. Goff is probably gonna sign a 2 or 3 year deal, and it's gonna, he probably have a 2-year deal with an out after the first 2 years, and see what Hendon Hooker can do. Hendon Hooker won't compete for the job next year, but going into his 3rd year, maybe he compete for the job with Jared Goff. I think he's a perfect quarterback to be in the system. That's why they took him. Athletic, big arm down the field. You know what I'm saying? His issues is holding the ball, looking for the big throws. So what you got to coach him on is what Jared Goff is good at, knows those underneath throws. So pretty sure Goff trade partner with a couple cuts will have a cap in around 100. They're not trading. Jared Goff is not going nowhere. Goff is not going nowhere. Y'all smoking crack. Goff ain't going nowhere. Goff about to get paid. You just hope it's a 2 or 3 year deal. Goff about to get paid. If Blake Bortles got paid, all these other guys, these sub quarterbacks getting paid, he getting paid, bro. I mean, let me know what's the alternative is. Y'all really gonna run with a rookie quarterback coming off an ACL injury? If Goff would stop turning the ball over, the lines would be deadly. Yup. He can't do that. He said it's in his DNA. I'm probably annoying people at this point, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Trade up for Harrison Jr., offer Goff and picks to the Pats, and shake the league up. Well, I don't think they want Goff. What you gonna go get, Mac Jones? That's the question. Who you gonna go get at quarterback? Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably gonna be a Chicago Bear. In the middle linebacker, MLB realized that Goff loves those dig routes. Well, they figured that out with them dig routes, them dagger routes that Brock Purdy was doing, design. And Kyle Shanahan came with a little bit something different. So it's up to him to do something else. It's up to them to do something else. You're right about that. I would say this for Goff. They need to maybe sign him a 2-year deal. By that time, Hooker may be ready, if not earlier. Caleb Williams gonna be a bust. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the guy. I can see him pretty good. I didn't know he was that small though. Hold on, real quick. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just seen Caleb Williams play a little bit. Goff will be in New England saving Belichick. Well, Belichick gone. Belichick gone. Belichick gone, bro. Belichick is gone. He is gone. He is gone. So, but nonetheless, man, that's all I pretty much had today. But y'all expecting Hendon Hooker to get in there? I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I definitely don't see that happen. I just think that's a little bit coming off an ACL injury, not being able to practice, evaluate him like he need to be evaluated. Yeah, I just think no. Don't think that's gonna happen. But that's just my opinion. But that's what I got today. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the stream. If you haven't, thumbs up the video. I'm gonna put it up on Spotify and Anchor tonight. Check out the Power Stream playlist. Appreciate y'all. Peace.